1935.
Okay.
So then, like, how old were you when you entered the military?
I was 17.
17?
Don't you have to be 18
Yeah.
now to join?
I don't know. I was 17 when I went
Were you drafted or did you enter?
in. No, I entered it.
17?
I'm 17.
Oh my.
Who were your parents, and what are their occupations?
My parents,
Yeah.
my mother worked in a tank factory. My
Mhm.
father died when I was young.
Okay. Have any other of your parents or siblings served besides you?
In the Marines.
Yeah, or in any like armed force?
My one boy was in the Marine Corps. I had two uncles in
Did did he see any like
Service? Like,
combat?
Yeah, combat.
My one uncle seen combat.
Okay. What were you doing before you entered the service? I guess
I was in high school.
Yeah, I guess
Public
probably.
school. Did you skip out on your senior year then?
Yes, I did.
I'm actually pretty sure that's what my grandpa did.
I quit my senior year, right after football season.
After football, you just went to the military? That's awesome. So you served in the Marines, you said? You served in the Marines?
Right.
And you enlisted?
Right.
Why'd you choose the Marines out of all the branches?
I wanted something that was rough.
Yeah, I heard that like as far as like boot camp and like training goes, Marines is probably like the hardest out of all of them.
It is. It's when I went in, it was for 90 days. You got a 90 days rough treatment, everything they could throw at you, and I loved every bit of it. I mean, a lot of guys, they either made you or break you. That was their point.
Like 90 days of hell, basically, before.
Yeah, it's actually like similar today, that same thing.
Where were you stationed during the boot camp?
Paris Island.
Was that located? I'm not familiar.
Paris Island was nice. It was hot there when I was there. And rugged, nice swamps.
Oh, I'll get you started.
Training
I feel.
was good. From there, I went to California mountain training for Korea.
That's cool. What happened after training camp? Did you go straight to Korea then?
No, I went straight to California for a month for mountain training, and then after my training was over there, they sent us right to Korea.
Do you remember what like your instructors were like? Like
They were rough. You hated them. You wanted to get them in a corner and beat them. But they were tough. That's what made us.
Did you receive any specialized training, or just you just went through the boot camp?
I went to boot camp, and that's
Then the mountain training.
then mountain training special,
What,
hand-to-hand combat.
what was that like in the mountains? Really?
Well, we went to the Sierra Mountains, where it was cold, rugged. You had to learn how to climb, jump,
Is that like similar how it was in Korea then?
and how to take the enemy out of the bunkers and stuff like that.
Interesting.
How did you adapt to your life in the military?
Loved it. Adapted real well.
Did you have much of a social life while you were serving?
Before I went in,
Mm-hmm.
no. Just all I did was play sports and work, and that was it.
How about while you were in the military? Were you allowed off base or anything?
When you're in boot camp, that was it. Strictly 90 days straight. And then when they shipped us to California, they give us a week off to come home. And then from there, we went right straight to California, mountain training, and from there, right to Korea.
What year did you go to Korea?
I went there in '54. I forget what the actual date. I got it written down.
Yeah, let's see. I got there January 1954.
Yeah.
Put in the infantry.
Where in Korea did you serve?
Where?
Yeah.
I went to Korea, up on the DMZ. And from there, when the Marine Corps came home, I shipped over because I wanted to stay overseas. I went to Japan, Yokosuka. And from Yokosuka, well, we got in a little trouble there. Our outfit, so they threw us out, the whole amphib outfit, and put us into Okinawa, White Beach.
Wait, how'd you get in trouble?
Well, not me personally, but the whole outfit. They started a riot. And when we went from Korea to Japan, we were the only Marine Corps amphib outfit that was there. So they put us under the Army law. You know, we had to stay with instead of Marine Corps, we were governed by the Army. And we just got in a fight and the Army says, no, get these Marines out of here. Give us 32 hours to get out of Yokosuka. So we went to Okinawa.
So was U.S. on like pretty good terms with Japan during like the Korean War?
I guess they were, yeah.
The hell was you?
Did you make many friends while you were serving?
Oh yeah, I didn't have no problem at all.
Did you stay in touch with people after you served?
Not really. Just one kid I did, but that's about all.
While you were overseas, did you write letters home and communicate with your family?
I wrote to my mother all the time. At least once a month, put it that way, if you want to call all the time.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do for recreation while you were off duty?
Just sit around and clean your weapons and wait for the next duty call.
Did you have much off time? Or are you basically always on the road?
You got a little. I mean, mostly it was clean your weapons, inspections, clean your weapons, inspection. Get out there and walk the DMZ, which was, I was a BAR man, so we had to patrol the DMZ for line crossers coming across, infiltrating our lines. And if we caught them, we got R&R in Japan, but we never caught any.
What do you mean by R&R in Japan?
Well, that was recreation.
Oh, so that's what you got.
Did you have any did you ever have any injuries or were you ever like wounded while in your service?
No, I was never wounded in the service, no.
That's good. Were you like awarded any medals?
No, just the good conduct medals though.
Participation.
And starting a riot.
When you like returned home, was like your life much different than when you left, or what was it like?
Yeah, it's just, I adapted pretty well back to civilian life.
Mm-hmm.
What was like the reception from like your family members and people that you knew?
I just had a party and that was it.
They weren't like,
I was never much a family man anyhow.
And how long were you away? Like at a time, would you like come back and go back, or were you like gone just for one long time?
About 2 years before I come back home.
so you just went on that one trip for 2 years then?
At the time I got over there, served my time in Korea, went to Japan, and to come back it was a 2-year span. So I was overseas for about 2 years.
Yeesh.
I probably felt like a while. Have you ever like revisited any of the sites in Korea, or even the camps in like Paris Island or California that you were stationed at?
No, Paris Island, the only place I stayed was Paris Island, period, until I came home for the week. And then they went back to Paris Island and they shipped us right to California.
Mm-hmm.
After your service, did you ever go back to Korea or Japan?
No,
Do you plan on it?
no. I didn't lose anything over there and I don't even care to go back there, really.
Yeah, I guess there's not much there anymore. If you had a choice, like looking back on it, would you like do anything differently, or are you pretty happy with?
No, I could go right back and do the same thing over again.
Yeah, you
I
seem
loved
like
every bit of it while I was in there.
Mm-hmm. Reflecting on your experience, like, do you think the United States should be involved in wars, or should they try and like promote more peace than they do?
I would say peace is hard,
Mm-hmm.
especially in their countries. They just don't accept it.
Yeah.
because they're always fighting, and no matter what you do, they're gonna fight you.
Yeah, you can't really convince them to.
We have like way different lifestyles, I guess, so it's kind of hard. I feel like if we try and just like stay away from each other, a lot of times like the Middle Eastern countries, then it would, but then they would just fight each other. So different reasons. What role did your faith have before, during, and after your service?
My what?
Your faith.
My faith? For what? I mean, what do you
How
mean?
did it affect
Yeah.
what you did or
You know,
felt?
nothing.
Nothing.
I stayed the same no matter what happened.
Oh,
I didn't let nothing bother me, I just did what I had to do, did what I was told.
Did they have church services for you to attend while you were?
Oh,
in-
yeah. If you wanted to go to them, yes, they had services.
Okay.
Last one. I remember my grandpa like talking about it because he served in Korea too. Like while in like the boot camp and like the trainings, like where people like usually hurt or like injured there too, even though it was just like training. Like, I remember him saying like there was a couple times when like people died just from like training.
Oh, yeah, well, some people can't take it,
Mm-hmm.
and some can, some can't. Some crack up, and some, depends on the person itself that goes, his mental attitude.
Yeah.
If it isn't, if you don't have a good mental attitude, forget it. Better join something different than the Marine Corps.
This is a picture of you standing in front of the barracks. How were the living conditions while you were in Korea?
They were all right. I liked them. I mean, you had that many guys in one quadrant hut.
Just
We all lived in the same place.
How many of them were there?
There's 7 of us there.
what was the weather like? Like hot, muggy?
In the winter, I could tell you about the winters. They were so cold, and I mean, no matter how many clothes you put on, you're always cold.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And a lot of times when we were on out walking the DMZ there, your guns would freeze up. The bars, if you didn't have it, and if you thought you were going to shoot somebody, you pull the trigger, nothing happened. It would freeze up. That's how cold it got.
Oh my.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
Did you have much interaction with people, with Korean people?
Like civilians.
No, I had very little touch with any of the Korean people.
How was the food while you were there?
It was all right, but I never complained about it. I mean, you get powdered eggs and stuff like that, powdered milk, but it was all right.
What kind of transport did you take to get to Korea?
LST, flat bottom ship.
Okay.
When I got there, we took from Incheon, we took a train up to where we had to go, and then from there we hiked to what outfits we were put in.
Mm-hmm.
While you were on patrol in the DMZ, were you in vehicles or were you on foot?
On foot, no vehicles.
Okay.
They were just pass. And a lot of times you'd have 3 guys in a bunker sitting, looking over a hill. No heat, they didn't allow you to have heat.
How long were your shifts when you were patrolling?
We patrolled 2-hour shifts.
Straight? And then like how long to your next shift? How much break would you get?
I think it was you got a 8-hour off, counting the guys that go on shift, you got 8 hours off, 2 hours on.
Mm-hmm. Like while on shift, if you like saw something, like did you have like certain calls that you would make like back to?
No, if we saw something, we had no way to contact back yet until we caught what we got. We'd send one of the guys back, so that left 2 of us there.
Oh, so you moved in groups of 3 then on your patrols?
Pardon?
Did you move in groups of 3 then on the patrols?
Yeah, we groups of 3.
How was your the journey over to Korea on that ship?
I was seasick.
You were the. How long was it?
I stayed sick for about 5 days.
Jeez.
Seasick. After that, then once I got into an amphib outfit, that's all I was on to sea, I never got seasick again.
It's funny. I think my grandpa was actually in the Marines around the same time as you. I don't know what the odds would be that you ever, like.
Run into him?
Yeah, his name was Richard Toner. Yeah, Richard Toner. But
It depends what division he was or what regiment he was with.
yeah, I mean, I could ask him. I have no idea what about any of that though. I don't think he ever actually got shipped over to Korea either. He was like towards the end of the war. Like I don't think he ever actually went over to Korea.
You're obviously still for the military. What would you say to people that are looking to enter into the military?
I'd say there's nothing wrong with it, if that's what you want, but you can get a good career out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a good learning, put it that way. It'll toughen you, strengthen you, and make you a lot streetwise and everything else. But if you go to college and want to get in the service, that's good too, because you can become an officer. Like, I used to train officers. Guys that come with a high IQ, a lot of them become, after they come out of the college, they become Marines. Well, you still have to go through training, and I used to train them.
Mm-hmm.
Was that training done overseas or was it done here?
Their training was done over here for, they got a 90-day period. They either made it or they got put back to a PFC. A year later, they would become lieutenants.
Was that at Paris Island as well? Or-
No, that was in California when I was training them.
How long were you an instructor?
For about a year.
After that, did you exit the military or did you have other duties?
No, I got out of the military after my time was up. I got out.
Okay.
But you were in the service until the end of the war with Korea, right?
Oh yeah.
How old were you when you left? When you like got out of the military?
Let's see. I was 17, 18, 23. I put 6 years in.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you can think of that you find interesting about your experience?
Not really. I mean, I just had a good time when I was in there.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all the questions we have for you.
And I hope I helped you guys a little bit to.
Yeah,
that
was
was
great.
fantastic. We love hearing your story.
That was pretty cool.
Thank you.